Hello and welcome. I'm Gargi Rawat. You're watching me on youtube.com/NDTV, where we tell you about where all our videos and all our shows are posted. And you can also take a look at our top stories today. The top 5 stories that we had for you: over 6,000 global coronavirus deaths. It's crossed 6,000. Suspense over Madhya Pradesh floor test. So that's the big political story of the day, and we're waiting to see whether that floor test will happen. All eyes on the Madhya Pradesh speaker. The Delhi coronavirus patient speaks to NDTV. This is patient 0 of the capital, the first man who was detected with coronavirus, whose detection led to the shutting down of schools in Noida and the isolation of 5 families and a bit of a panic in Delhi. But the good news is that he has recovered, and he talks about how good the facilities were and how his experience was in isolation. Don't call me lordship, says Justice Muralidhar, who was recently transferred from the Delhi High Court to the Punjab High Court. And Bollywood has called off shoots over coronavirus. Well, it's not just Bollywood, television, online platforms as well. All shooting has been called off between the 19th and 31st of March because of the coronavirus fear. So let's get you the latest, since that seems to be the big story everybody is concerned about. And in India, currently there are 110 cases of coronavirus. The latest was detected in Uttarakhand. So Uttarakhand getting its first coronavirus case. There have only been 2 deaths so far. One is the Kalburgi gentleman who was 76-year-old who died. One was the 68-year-old Delhi woman who also passed away, and it's her son who is also a case of who has a coronavirus. He had traveled abroad recently, and he came back, and in fact in February, and was only detected in March that he had the coronavirus. Now, as we're saying, in India it's 110 cases. Maharashtra has the maximum number of cases with 32 cases there so far. Ladakh has 3, Jammu and Kashmir has 2, Telangana has reported 3 cases, Rajasthan 2 cases as well, and Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab have also all recorded new cases of coronavirus. Kerala has 22 cases, and this includes the 3 cases that had initially. Remember, they were the first coronavirus cases in the country, and they have all been have recovered and have been released. So 110 cases in the country, and so far the government is saying there's no need to panic, that it's not community transmission. We're not in that situation where it's rampant in the community. That's what the government is telling us, that so far it's only limited to those people who've either traveled abroad to COVID-19 countries, or people who've come in touch with people who have traveled abroad. So that is where it's at currently. The health ministry has said that over 4,000 people who had come into contact with the 93 positive cases initially have been identified, and they're under community surveillance, and that they're all essential facilities available, like community surveillance, quarantine, isolation, and wards, adequate personnel in protective gear. And all the states have taken all these measures, and they've also said that an order has been placed for the procurement of N95 masks. Over 80 lakhs, in fact 50,000 masks have been ordered for healthcare workers. Again, it's not you and me who need to wear these masks, but people who are suffering from coughs or who are healthcare workers. Though right now in the country we are seeing more and more people wearing masks as they travel, especially in places like trains and metros, where they have to observe a close you can't maintain that social distancing. So yes, people on trains, etc., and airports are wearing masks. We've seen that a lot. Now, so far in Assam as well, all schools have been shut, all cinemas have been shut, colleges till the 29th of March due to coronavirus. In fact, the wildlife park, Kaziranga, etc., have also been limited and I think shut now till for a few days till the coronavirus things settle on that front. And all swimming pools and movie halls in Assam have also been closed down. And internationally, if we see right now, it's 6,000 deaths have taken place globally, and the World Health Organization has said that the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak has shifted to Europe. Europe is the new epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic after it originated from Wuhan in China. And So 6,000 deaths, and the number of fatalities in Italy that is undergoing this unprecedented shutdown right now. The number of fatalities is shot up by 368 to 1809. That's more than half of all the cases recorded outside of China. So drastic measures being taken in Europe as well, measures like shutting down places, shutting down schools. Italy's under lockdown. Spain is also under a lockdown of sorts. Severe restrictions in place in France. These are the three countries that are the worst affected. In Europe, the Vatican has also cancelled the Easter week celebrations as well, because they don't want to have people gathering. So really identifying the hotspots and ensuring that large crowds don't gather. And France has ordered the closure of non-essential businesses. Spain has gone a step further. As we said, it's under a lockdown and asked people not to go out for work or just only to get medical care or buy food, or if there's something very pending. Cases have spiked in Germany, that has introduced border controls. We've also seen there's been chaos in the United States at the airports, as suddenly these restrictions have come into place and a lot of checking. New York City has also announced that they are going into taking more steps and more restrictions, and the US has New York in fact has announced that schools will be closed, bars and restaurants will only home deliver, bars will be closed, nightclubs will be closed, and restaurants will only home deliver. So New York City, the city that never sleeps now, to go under this coronavirus restrictions. Schools will close, restaurants, bars, theaters, all will close. Restaurants can only home deliver. So that is the announcement that's just been made by the mayor of New York. Remember, on Saturday, there was a lot of talk about how people in New York weren't taking the coronavirus pandemic seriously enough, that the bars were bursting, nightclubs were bursting, and people were all out and about partying. So now these measures have come into place in New York. Now, the US Federal Reserve has slashed rates, taking them nearly to zero. This is also quite an extraordinary step. This is after, of course, the impact on the stock market. So the US Federal Reserve has slashed rates, and they've also introduced a stimulus plan of billions of dollars. So the US Federal Reserve, they're really trying to step in and prevent this meltdown, and pledging hundreds of billions of dollars as a stimulus package to help in this time of coronavirus and uncertainty, and uncertainty over the economic outlook, with the stock markets all going into a spiral. But even this news has not helped the Indian stock markets, and the Sensex went down 1,600 points. The Nifty nearly 9,500. So that's how it opened. So mayhem this Monday at the stock markets again, but there has been a recovery since then. So that is the big coronavirus, all the developments that have been taking place on that front. Now, the other big story today is, of course, the political developments in Madhya Pradesh. There's suspense over whether that trust vote will take place as ordered by the governor. Now, the Congress is contesting this. They're saying the governor is in opposition. It's not constitutionally valid for him to order any trust vote. It is the Speaker's decision. Remember, 22 Congress MLAs have sent in their resignations. This is after Jyotiraditya Scindia quit the Congress and joined the BJP, and this has thrown the 15-month-old Kamal Nath government in Madhya Pradesh into a crisis. So will there be a floor test? We don't know. It's not in the program. It's not listed in their business for today, even though it was asked for by the governor. In a short while from now, we're going to see that assembly coming together, and all eyes will be on the Speaker to see what he decides and what is going to be the fate of the Kamal Nath government. Well, that's all the time I have for you. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.